For us, the court order is welcome, because indeed we don't want to mandate anybody to get vaccinated. I don't even know why anybody went to court about this mandatory issue, because there is nothing like that. We have not issued any mandatory vaccination order, and we have said it so many times. Nobody will be forced in any manner or form to be vaccinated. That is not what the ministry intends. In fact, we have already communicated that to, I think it is the Kenya Human Rights organizations or some other organizations, I don't know, anyway, we have told everybody, and I think it should be made very clear to all Kenyans. Nobody is being forced to be vaccinated. Let's start from there. However, you are right not to be vaccinated does not mean that then you become a threat to those who wish to be vaccinated. I think that should be made very clear. So if you don't want to get into an aircraft, I mean today if you want to go to England, you need to be vaccinated. You need to have a COVID negative certificate. Now if you want to go to court to say that British Airways should not be asking you for a COVID certificate, you are free to do so. But you will have a certificate if you want to board British Airways, if you want to board Kenya Airways, if you want to board the railway, you'll have a COVID certificate. But nobody, by all means, feel free not to do it. Nobody is forcing anybody to do it. Except that obviously, as a government, we have a responsibility. And we cannot shy away from the responsibility of urging Kenyans to be vaccinated, because you save your life and you save the life of your loved ones and the life of your friends. So to shy away from that responsibility is being irresponsible as a government. Therefore, just for clarity, Dennis, please tell your friends and all and sundry, nobody is being forced to be vaccinated. The only thing we have said is that if you want to come to a government office, because we have so many people in that government office who we don't want to expose, it's okay, go online, make a telephone call. But if you want to come physically, it's only fair that we protect those. And I'm sure it will be the same even in media houses, where if you want to go in, you need to be vaccinated. Otherwise, you expose everybody else in there. And it is irresponsible enough to expose your own family. When you also want to expose your colleagues and friends, then it just doesn't stand. On the issues on why, Dennis, we are so keen on people being vaccinated is so that we don't go into lockdown. That's why. And I don't know how to say this. The reason ile kitu itasababisha lockdown ni kwa sababu hakuna watu wengi wanaenda kuchanjwa. Lakini tukiwa tumechanjwa, watu wengi wakienda kuchanjwa na tuwe tumechanjwa, hakuna haja ya lockdown, because you will notice that the sicknesses will not go up, and even if they go up, you'll notice that the fatality rate will still continue to be low. So the idea of a lockdown is to prevent people from interacting because they are going to get sick. But if they have been vaccinated, and we know that when you are vaccinated, it doesn't mean you cannot get the virus, but at least we know that you are protected sufficiently for you to either get it very mildly or not at all. So if that is the situation, if we can get people sufficiently vaccinated, there is no point of a lockdown. And that's why we are saying, even to go to a pub, even to go to a restaurant, you need to be vaccinated. And by the way, let me just say this. This is not a measure that is a Kenyan measure only. It is all over the world. If you go to most restaurants in the European countries, you will need to be vaccinated. And in fact, in most of them, not only do you need to be vaccinated, to enter a restaurant, you need to be vaccinated and a PCR test as well. So all we are saying is that we are keeping in touch with the rest of the world. But in addition to that, we are also saying and letting the whole world know that Kenya is on a vaccination mode. That also means that people who can come in as tourists, whether from the region or from overseas, know that it is a safe place to come. That's why they will come, irrespective of whether there is COVID-19. But I think that we have seen increases in the positivity rate of COVID-19, and therefore it is paramount, it is critical and important that we do not in future rely on importation of vaccines, but rely on our own capacity. We have got the liquid necessities. We have got the scientists, and that is all. Once you have got the scientists, which we have in plenty, and we are a lucky nation because of putting education first, we have got the capacity to produce vaccines. I think it's a question of the will, the political will to get it done, and President Uhuru Kenyatta has given us that political will that we were looking for in order for us to move forward in production of the vaccines. The current situation where we have seen an increase in positivity rate, luckily has not yet graduated itself in terms of fatality rates. Our fatality rate still remains reasonably low. Hospitalization rate has begun to creep up a little bit. For instance, in Kiambu County, where we were at 0 people being hospitalized. Yesterday we had 15 people hospitalized in Kiambu County, and other counties are also beginning to see an increase in positivity. Now, what we have so far in the people who have been hospitalized is that essentially it's all Delta, the Delta variant. We do not have anybody hospitalized with the Omicron variant, so we are hoping that that either A is a strain that is very mild, or B is something that we are going to overcome easily. Suffice it to say that tomorrow we are meeting with the Council of Governors to determine and to plan a way forward in terms of preparation, because there is no doubt that this new variant is most likely going to spread across the world, and therefore we need to be ready. We don't want to start hurrying in the last minute preparations. We know that over the last 18 months or so, we have built sufficient capacity in this country. It is a question of ensuring that we are managing it. But capacity we have. We have oxygen, we have case managers, we have a workforce that is now quite familiar with what we are doing, and we know how to do it. So it's a question of us adhering to, Kenyans adhering to protocols. Of particular importance is the issue regarding vaccination and vaccines.